CFG Game Cast, episode number 139, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode on Fridays and release it on podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Podbean, and so much more. So show us some love. Give us a follow, a like, a comment, what have you on any of our podcast services, or go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games himself, Davis Green, and with me today, I got my two awesome co-hosts. I got Lex in the second seat. What is going on, my cyborg?
Oh my God, I've been playing The Quarry, and I freaking love it. Also, a game that's been on my wish list came out this week. I haven't purchased, but Madison. I'm like staying away from reviews. I'm not looking at anyone playing it because I want to play it myself. I can't wait. I love to get spooked. I feel like that's my biggest stress reliever, and that's why I enjoy playing horror games, because it gives me that like instant release and like, oh, I'm not stressed anymore. I can go to sleep. However, I've learned that I absolutely cannot watch anything scary while Adam is sleeping, because then he starts screaming, "No, stop it, help," in his sleep. And I have to like rouse him. I'm like, "I'm right here." And he's like, "Ugh, the clown is after me." And like rolls back over. I'm like, oh shit. I'll turn
You're giving him Freddy Krueger dreams. That's what you're essentially saying.
I feel so bad. And like I was on like, you know, after he falls asleep is like my time to like cry a bit, because you know stuff's happened, my dad died and all that. So you know, he goes to sleep and I shed my tears and I'm like, okay, I'm better. And then poor guy, he's like, "No, stop, help." I'm like, I'm right here, it's okay. He's like, "Okay, can you watch me?" I'm like, I'll sure, I'll watch you while you sleep. I gotcha. So yeah, poor guy. But yeah, I've been really loving The Quarry. Very excited. I can't wait to beat it, to then play it over and over again, because there's like 152 endings or something like that, or they filmed.
What?
Yeah, like
there's no way.
You have no idea.
I'm looking at that. Call it shenanigans.
I'm not joking. It's either 115 or like 100, maybe it's 172. There's a lot of endings. It's crazy.
What up?
So like, or possibilities, like different. It's like a choose your own adventure, you know. So
oh my God,
I was right.
186.
Oh, that's new. Yeah, they added a few. Yeah,
that is insane.
Yeah.
Yo, Jesus,
dude. Told you.
How you jump the boat onto her side like that easily? That's a dick move.
I had the 152 in my head because I took an IQ test over the last couple of days. I was bored at night. I was like, "What kind of questions did they ask you for an IQ test?" So I took my IQ test. That I think that was my result. But yeah, no, it's you know, just trying to get through day by day. Got my dad back. He's right there. You guys can't see him, but yeah. So that's kind of it.
Oh. Well, that's good. Well, at least I'm glad you're enjoying having something to have time to kind of take your mind off a lot of different kinds of things. And I'm glad you got a game that actually has that many endings. So
that's crazy.
So it sounds like, yeah, it sounds like one of those books, you know, you remember those books that's like make your own adventure book?
It reminds me of an even bigger Detroit Become Human. And I don't even know how big, but that was pretty big, like as far as
it was pretty big
choices and stuff like that. I was like, that's crazy. And let me ask you real quick. Is that a part of that? That's not a part of, it's not, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The anthology.
Man of Medan. Yeah, Man of Medan.
That's different.
Yeah,
is it the same people though?
No.
Like the same, not even the same people that make it?
This is made by Supermassive.
Yeah, this is by Supermassive. And they made the game for PS4 that I haven't played yet that I still want to play. Oh God, what's it called? It had Hayden Panettiere in it.
I know. Every time I keep on forgetting about this game, but it was the first game that they made like 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh my goodness, this is the first I'm hearing of this. It's the first I'm hearing of this.
Yeah, I always forget it. I want to see Smitty and CFG team up in Shredder's Revenge. I would love to. I play Shredder's Revenge all the time, but someone doesn't play Shredder's Revenge.
And then I purchased it.
You know what? I guess they do make Man of Medan, but it's not part of the anthology until Dawn. That's the game I want to play.
Until Dawn.
Yeah. I have that. I started playing through Until Dawn because it was like a free PS Plus game at one point in time. Scooped it up then. Yeah, I started playing it. And then I never finished it, but I haven't played any of the other ones because I want to go through it in order. So,
well,
but there's not really an order though.
So Until Dawn was their first version of the Quarry, essentially. So that one also has a lot of endings. They have a VR game that came out in 2016 too, which is like Until Dawn Plus, essentially. But yeah, the Quarry and Until Dawn are similar in the way that they are made. So you can watch it like a movie. You can play it as single player. You can play couch co-op where like you hand off the controller and then they make decisions. When I started the game, which I'm trying to convince my little cousin because she's asking me about horror games. I was like, you should spend the night. We should play Until Dawn. She was like, absolutely not. Who do you think I am? No,
the cool aunt.
Basically. Fuck, I was gonna say, I don't remember. Dang it. But yeah, the Quarry is so good. It's ridiculous. I absolutely love it. But it is similar to like a choose your own adventure. And I know what I was gonna say. When I started it, I made Adam pull his desk chair in here and play with me. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna pick all the right side is like the answers I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna pick all the right side. He was like, I don't do that. Don't do that. Pick what you think is best. I was like, no, because if I play all the right side, then I can choose all the left side. Then I can mix and match and like take notes as to what I chose, and it'll be a thing. He was like,
that sounds incredibly confusing, but okay.
It makes sense to me. But that's what he said, and I was like, forget it, whatever. So I'm just playing my first run through however I want to. But yeah, I'm loving it. So yeah.
All right, but you know what, Lex?
Yeah.
Do you know who would be the first victim in a horror movie?
Oh, I absolutely know. His name is
the 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty in the third seat. What's up, my dude?
Chilling, my friend. It has been a busy week. I called it though last week, and I said this week was going to be busy, but I had multiple work things. Didn't get a lot of gaming in this week at all. I played a little bit of Destiny here the other night, or maybe it was last night a little bit, but for the most part, I didn't even stream this week. I've just completely been burned out. However, I did get to go see the folks over at Critically Awkward. They are in town, met up with Donk, Reggie, and Chewy and family, and we hung out. We kicked it hard. I'm still feeling it a little bit. And we didn't even really do much. We went to a restaurant, ate and had some drinks, then went outside and just basically sat at the first bar and just hung out there to like the rest of the night. So that was a good time, and it was great being able to see them. I haven't seen them since Twitch 2019, and I'm still upset about the fact that I missed Breakfast Con. I know, but that was
okay. If Breakfast Con ever happened, like if it truly happened, it would be a little disappointing. I mean, not because of Critically Awkward in any way, because they sound like they'd be having an awesome time, but it just the like to say that you had such a bad time going to a convention that you make a little small mini convention within the area that you're at. That would be horrible, though. And I just can't help but feel that's what's going to happen again when TwitchCon happens this year, unfortunately. But still,
Yeah, no, and you're right. We were talking about that too, and we had talked about that. It's like the convention itself was very underwhelming in 2019. I literally just spent my time. If I was there, I was basically in the beer garden. That's how uninspiring the actual convention was.
I missed everything. Like the makeup stuff was at like 7 a.m. Who gets up at 7 a.m. for makeup? I love makeup. Get out of here, though. No.
I just feel like this, like the pool of streaming comparatively, like back in 99, back in 2019 was a lot stronger than what it is now, in my opinion. So I don't know if if the crowds are going to be there comparatively. Like, people are expecting this thing to be like a blowout, like, kind of thing. And I'm like, dude, this is at the San Diego Convention Center. This thing holds like 100-something thousand people. You think TwitchCon's going to be that big like this year? I don't think so.
No,
I'm being real.
I've had a bunch of creators. They're like, "Are you going?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Well, then I'll go when you go." I'm like, "You don't? No, wait a minute. You don't have to go when I go. I am nothing special, and you probably won't find me in a crowd because I'm 5 feet tall. So don't worry about
Wear
it."
a balloon.
Yeah, I do.
Put a balloon on the top, and then you'll be like, "Oh, there she is."
Yeah,
there she is.
Adam veers off in a crowd, so I'm like, "Where'd you go?" So yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. It kind of sucks. I definitely understand. You said you even called it that you were going to be busy this week. So
yeah, but I will have to say we did make time. Lizard Elsa's been working on some animated things. She uses this other program on the phone. She posted a YouTube video, this and that. But she started like drawing, and she's been drawing like in this comic book and stuff like that. And she had talked about trying to like legit animated. So I was like, well, let's try to learn together, So we went in and we actually created based off of a template, but we did our own thing. We'll get to the other part. This is version 1.0 or 0.01. But we created one of her characters from her story. So we're going to create the characters and then see about being able to, now I'm going to have to, this is the real hard part, is I'm going to have to learn either, and I'm trying to figure out, I don't know if I'm going to use like a Blender. I know there's Adobe Character Animator. There's another Adobe thing. So I'm kind of looking around now to see what what am I going to want to put the time into learning and being able to, if I'm going to put that time in to do it.
Illustrator? Adobe Illustrator?
No. Character Animator.
I like that. Oh, cool.
Or just Animator. I think there's Character Animator and just Animator as well. But I think the functionality is within there. But I was able to import it into Blender and this and that. But I thought it was really cool that we, you know what I mean? Like we were able to do this thing based off of something that she's created. So anytime there's that kind of stuff and she's showing interest in that, it's like I'm always on board to help out and get her going and do what I can.
Very cool.
Yeah, that was nice.
Awesome. That's good. Well, at least you had a good time with that. That sounds like it would actually be a little bit of fun though too. So
yeah,
especially with doing something with your daughter, So there you go.
How was your week, dude?
As for me, I've just been basically the same old. Just been with the grind and I will say this. I like when I did have free time, I've just been going ham on Monster Hunter. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I saw you streaming it the other day.
Yeah, I love that game is just fun. Like
you got the DLC?
Yeah, I got the DLC.
He said, "Yeah, I did. I didn't even know you played that game."
I played, man.
Oh, you play on PC?
I play on PC. Well, I played. So I have Rise on Switch, but I didn't play Rise that much on Switch. And then I was like, you know what? I think it should be better on PC. So I decided to not really play Rise at all on the Switch at all. Mm-hmm. So instead, I decided to wait for it to come out on PC. And then that's when I started playing it more seriously. And I am like loving the game as always. I mean, I've always loved playing the game. Like Monster Hunter World, I have 800 hours clocked in.
Yeah, no, game. You do love that, dude.
Bro.
Yeah. So like, yeah, Monster, like, yeah, but like, but by the time World said, okay, we're going on PC, I was like, I can't start again, not from scratch. I'm done. I'm done.
I can't do it, and I'm mad at myself that I did it because all the people that said they would play with me didn't, and I had like a whole freaking clan. I had like 46 people that I would play with on PlayStation, and I basically told them to peace out. I'm mad at myself.
Yeah, that's what I said. There's no way I would like switch when you're in so deep, and then then they said, oh, you have to start all over again on a brand new system. That's when I'm done. That's when I usually just say, okay, I can't play this anymore. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, but the monster, like I just encountered this monster today that was it looks like one of the demons from the Upside Down world in Stranger Things.
Oh,
it was really crazy. Yeah, and this thing was huge, and I was like, oh my god, this thing's gonna kill me. It did some crazy stuff though. Like it teleports and then it comes up from behind you and just smashes you in the back. And it did one hit kill me once, and I was like, oh my! And I was like, oh, this is This is crazy, but I love it, dude. I love that game. I can never get enough of it. So yeah. So there you go. But yeah. So that's basically what I was doing mostly this week was work and that. So
Noise.
But anyway. Noise. Yeah. But guys, I know you're going to be talking about my strategies in surviving the world of Monster Hunter. So let's just go through the normal rigmarole that we like to do each and every week. So each of us chooses a topic or discussion within the previous, in the world of video games within the previous week. The topic would or could be a game itself or something that happened in the gaming industry. And we don't want to talk amongst ourselves about this. We want you, the listeners, on twitch.tv/CFG Games to be a part of the conversation. So by all means, if there's something that you want to add or chime in on what we talk about, type it inside the chat. We would love to discuss it with you. We don't bite, but we'll just make it sweet, simple, and awesome as always. So let's get down to it. I will go first. And I want to talk about E3. So we got some interesting information. I want to say yesterday, right? Was it yesterday?
I think it was yesterday. Yeah.
I believe so.
Yesterday. Yeah. So yesterday about E3. So we all know, I know we've talked about E3 a couple times in this podcast, and and then I know y'all two are saying that there's no point of having it. When I said I beg to differ, there is. I think that there definitely is space for E3 to be to do what it does, but it just needs to do some changing. So I was just glad to see that they are returning in June 2023. Officially, it's coming back. Originally there was going to be an E3 this year, 2021, but because of the pandemic, they shut it down really early in the pandemic. But then they also, I think 2 months later, they also shut down the online show of E3 completely. So so there was no E3 this year at all. But today or yesterday, they announced that E3 is coming back. It's going to be back in where it normally comes in, which is in mid-June of 2023. And the ESA will be also partnering with ReedPop. Now, if you don't know who ReedPop is the veteran company they're basically the largest convention company in the world right now, because they do several shows. They do they do PAX East, they do PAX West, Star Wars Celebration is them. New York Comic Con, Emerald City Comic Con, everything that is packed. That's ReedPop that does all of that. Mm-hmm. So a show ReedPop can definitely take care of a show like E3, like E3 itself. So I am really hyped to see them take care of, to see what they're going to do. Producing the show, because this was now I don't know if people know about this, but this was also another issue E3 was having. Just as of the past 5 years, their production, the companies that were producing the shows the past 5 years, they've been going it's been a rough edge for them to be doing the show. This last year or this year itself, the reason why there was no E3 2021 show is because the production company quit on the on ESA. So I think that and last year this was a temporary contract, and I don't know if they were cool with them itself then itself. So but this year, but like I said, unless they really royally piss off ReedPop, which I pray to God that's not going to be the case, I think that this is going to be a really cool show. And I did ask to see how is the show going to be comparatively, is this going to be legitimately a trade show or a convention? And if you don't know what the difference is, a trade show is mostly for people within the industry itself, with a select few. You got influencers, press, media, and then people that's within the industry to kind of be going to these events and stuff like that. Or is this going to be what they were trying to push for E3 for the past 4 years, which was trying to get a consumer side to go into the show and just to experience it themselves and see how it is. So I didn't get an answer quite yet on this, but in my opinion, if ReedPop is doing it, I could easily see them wanting to make this their trade show and then have their PAXs, like the PAX East, the PAX West, the show for everybody to go into to attend and to try out. So, but this is just my own speculation. But I just kind of wanted to get y'all's opinions on what y'all thought about the show coming back for 2023.
Well, for me, you know, I mean, we knew that it was going to come back. They said that they had plans for it to come back. But really, I think this is quite a statement on their part. And I think that it at least from whether it did or didn't, it at least feels like maybe they heard some of what the community, you know, has been saying about it. And I feel like this is a great partnership for them. You know, nobody does it better than ReedPop. They know what the hell they're doing, and they're going to be able to execute that on top of just whatever E3 is able to deliver themselves. I think a big question is going to be, number one, are we going to have companies that are going to want to go and showcase their stuff and be a part of it, or are these places saying, you know what, we can do this stuff on our own, we don't need to go to an E3? I think that's going to make a huge difference on you know, whether it's successful or not. If there's no reason to go there, then you're just, you know, what's the point of even doing it? Plus, it's going to be in direct competition, I kind of feel like, with Summer Game Fest, and whether people are going to try to split their resources, try to do something for E3, and then, you know, what, a week or two later is then Summer Game Fest, and however, whatever they have, because I know that they have plans to do some form of in-person as well. The good thing is, it's nice to see that things are getting back to being in person. I'm sure there's restrictions and things like that will apply to it. I would love to be able to go to it. I've never been to E3 personally, and I'm in the same. I feel very much. I would prefer it be a more of a trade show than something that's open to everybody. Just because, you know, again, especially with this being industry people and industry stuff, you want to be able to network with people, not having to sit there in these ginormous lines, you know, with people that are just there dicking around because they got tickets. So it makes it
funny though.
Yeah.
Like when you know, when I go to E3, like you would think that you would go and try some games unless you don't have the back access to, like, you know, the back door kind of thing, you know, like the behind the cloud kind of situation where you set an appointment, then you can go do what you're needing to do. Mm-hmm. I didn't touch one game there, like on the show floor. Like I was just busy just talking to everybody. It was insane. So yeah, I just wanted to chime in on that.
And you did that before. You did that while it was just strictly a trade show, correct?
No, this happened in 2019. This is like one of the days of the show, the first day, I believe, gave us the most time, which was an hour before customers were able to come in and do their thing. Mm-hmm. But it's kind of weird because, like, the way that I don't know if it's just me on my observation on this. So take this with like a grain of salt. I feel that the overall feel of consumers, like, you know, the people who purchase their tickets, isn't truly being treated fairly well. Not rude, but mm-hmm. more like they're not caring. They don't care as much because that's not what companies are there for. They're there to express, like, you know, to spread networking, like you're saying, and the main basis for a trade show is networking, and also keeping up and letting the word come out that this project is coming out, and we want you to have a little bit of hands-on to support it and stuff. But then when you have a customer, or if you have a person that bought a ticket, all they're there for is the swag, maybe the appearances, and then also maybe the chance to play this game, the 15-minute demo of the game, and then after that say that, oh, I got a chance to play this and stuff, and maybe to attend the the panels and stuff on the announcements and stuff. So, but like the way when they did it, it didn't seem like it didn't feel fairly, as welcomed if you unless you were a part of the in between of like industry or press for it. But like I said, this was my own opinion on it. But so yeah, take it or leave it.
Yeah, I like E3 out of all of the things that go on that we watch to learn about what's upcoming and all of that. E3 is probably my favorite. I feel like they do it the best. However, I think it should stay a trade show. It needs to be. I think it's one of those things that needs to stay for industry people. Again, it's all about networking, and it's really hard to network when you're trying to beat out fans and crowds and all of that, or being stopped by people, what have you. And I agree. I think it should stay mostly just a trade show for industry people, and you can of course watch it and see the panels and all of that. I think and especially Repop doing it, I agree. I think the trade show should just stay a trade show. That's my opinion. But I'm excited it's coming back. I like E3. I feel like like all of the shows that we've kind of seen in the last 6 months, I'm just like Snorefest,
Yeah, no, I did. You're right. I missed that excitement from E3, and like I was like, ready for me to fill out my bingo card. And I was like, wait a second, Summer Game Fest doesn't work that way. I was like,
oh. But people saying like they're going to make Summer Game Fest or E3. There's space for both of them, because Summer Game Fest, even though they may have a physical event themselves, odds are they won't post it around the same time as E3 would. So like and if they did, like the way Summer Game Fest does it is that I don't even know how. To be honest with you, I don't even know how Summer Game Fest works on this, because like they take the credit, because I mean, like they do have their event, they have Summer Game Fest, they have a good partnership with Microsoft and stuff, but then technically they also let people know like, oh, here's the announcement, Square Enix is going to be doing their own show at this time, but then they put the Summer Game Fest tag next to it.
Right.
It's like they're not the one that's they're not the ones that are actually doing it or producing it. They're just spreading the word out that another gaming company is doing something during that week and stuff. And then like that's why yeah, exactly. It's kind of like if someone decided to say someone decided to say, hey, can you put this logo on, slap this logo while you're walking away from them out of a store. So that's why I kind of am with Summer Game Fest. But yeah, I mean, I just think that there's two different niches with what both of those companies are doing, but I think that having a physical event itself as big as what E3 is, I think it's a fun event. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you'll be able to do, especially when you're talking to all the people and stuff and people when you're there. So that's the thing I missed a lot, especially the like talking and networking and then meeting all these new folks and stuff, So like, yeah, I think that it's this is definitely well needed. And I have, like I said, we went to PAX East this year, and and like we already know that we got the full respect of, like, you already know how Repop does it, and Repop, and then so Repop is a very good source to run a show like this. But so yeah, I'm very confident that this is going to kind of go back to basics, hopefully. Let's just stay tuned that it's going to be a trade show. I just crossing my fingers it's going to be a trade show. That's what I hope. But that's another thing though too, because it's not Repop's determination if it's going to be one or not. It's going to be really the ESA who owns E3 to be like, okay, we want to give this to the public or not. Hopefully, there's a little bit of a fight towards it. What's up, Lex? Did you have a question?
Oh no, I was crossing my fingers.
Oh, okay, cool.
Crossing my fingers.
Yeah, because kids are saying it. Oh, okay, never mind.
No, if I have a question, I raise my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, you're good. Just crossing my fingers.
Right on.
No, I like E3, and I'm glad they're coming back. Again, Snorefest this year from everybody trying to show us what's upcoming. E3 does it right every single time. I'm never bored. So
Microsoft's things really got me pissed this year. But
I kind of feel like too, though, like, I was saying, I thought 2022 was going to be a spicy year for video game drops, but a lot of stuff that was supposed to come out ended up getting delayed to next year. So my sentiment now goes towards, it was kind of like there just wasn't really a lot to be hyped about, I guess. I mean, there were some things here and there, but like not nearly as much as what we anticipated going from 2021, thinking like, oh man, next year it's going to be crazy with all these drops. So yeah, no, it definitely, I see what you're saying as far as it not necessarily being a direct competitor. The only thing I'm thinking though is if it then splits companies into being like, we're going to invest money doing this, or are we going to invest money doing that? That would be the biggest thing in terms of where those dollars and where those ducats are going to get allocated within these people's budgets.
So, but here's a question though too, because like the reason why most of those companies left E3 was because of the direction it was going initially. So let's say theoretically they'd say that they go back to a trade show like setup. What if they get? Who's to say that Sony may come back for it? Or
that's true.
Microsoft could go back because they basically felt that they were losing money when they did when they were at that show. Yeah. So I just think that like overall, I think that it's hard to say what it's going to be, but like even though that the big three are technically not a part of the show, they haven't been a part of the show since 2018. The show was still persevering because there is a ton of third-party companies. There's a ton of different indie developers that give you access of it. You even got big indie third-party companies like Sega was really big. They had really big presence. Capcom was insanely huge there too. I mean, like there's like it's not to say that like it's a make or break because like Sony, Nintendo, and Sega and Xbox wasn't officially a part of the group. But there's a lot of smaller companies that they do focus on because of all of this, and I think that's what people kind of forget about when it comes to that like it doesn't just revolve on those three. So we'll see, but we'll definitely see though. I mean, like if it's going to keep like I said, since Repop already had some of these conversations because of PAX East and West, so they already have some prestigiousness towards all of that though too, to say, hey, we're going to make another show with E3. Let's go do it, So let's go with that, So okay, cool. Well, yeah. So E3, good thing. I'm glad because I know y'all were talking like stuff like a couple of times. Y'all like saying, "Oh, we don't need E3 anymore." I'm like, yeah, we do. We still should have E3.
Okay, I said that at the beginning of the year before all of the bleep stuff that they showed us from other companies. It just wasn't great. I was like, never mind. E3 was doing it right. I'm mistaken. I know when I'm wrong. It's okay. I was wrong. I want E3 back. Thank you.
I also will admit that I did not feel the same excitement that I had with E3 being there. There was something missing during these summer months. So, I will, exactly. I can admit when I was like, hey, you know what? Scratch that. I never said that at all. That wasn't me.
I also think with E3 not being here, it was a time for other companies to step up their game to that level, and they didn't. And so because of that, I vote them back into the gauntlet. Thank you.
I mean, yeah. It's easier said than done. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, definitely think that it's a skill. They just need to not make any more stupid crazy mistakes or decisions and stuff, hopefully, because because you know how much a ticket costs, if you were a consumer, a ticket to E3 costs $200 and it's only and keep in mind, this is a trade show. This isn't like something that you see on the weekend, like you go to the event on the weekend and then you're there. This is in the middle of the week.
The middle of the week. Yeah.
So it's not like so it's not like you're so unless you have time off, you have money, hotel, and you're in downtown Los Angeles, so this stuff is not cheap already as it is, so you just like, I don't know, the whole situation of that. I hope they 86 it, man, seriously. But anyways, all right, well there you go. That's cool. That's tight.
There it is.
Smitty,
yeah,
what are you bringing?
I've got a quickie. So it finally happened. Frankly, I am astounded because I did not think that we were going to get God of War Ragnarok. Now, before we get into it, though, real quick here, that doesn't mean that it is. They did announce a date, but that does not mean that delays cannot happen. Okay, but I'm a lot more optimistic now that we actually have a date. November 9th, mark your calendar. It is here. It's not here. I'm sorry. It is coming allegedly for our PS5. Excuse me. I said it. We had talked about this too. It was either this or what was the other game that got, and that did get delayed. It was
Forspoken.
No, I don't think it was Forspoken we were talking about. It was this and something else. And I didn't think that, and I thought they were coming out like around the same time, or I don't remember exactly what it was. I didn't think. Oh no, it might have been. It might have been Forbidden West and this. Mm-hmm. And I was like, "There's no way they both come out in the same year." I didn't think it was. I was like, I thought for sure that was going to get delayed, but apparently they've been. Well, yeah. We all knew that, like, out the gate. If you even believe that, then that was that. But, like, I am freaking pumped, man, if this really comes out November 9th. This and now the big thing is going to be, are they going to be able to, is it going to be as juicy as that first one was, as meaty, if you will, as that first one was? Because there's not only the just the gameplay, the story, the lore, everything that you got. It was the complete package for me. And I've always been a fan of God of War. I played the original. I think there's only like one that I haven't played. Excuse me. So the fact that they like rebooted, kind of like did this reboot of it was, you know, for me, that was a lot of fun. I felt like we got a lot more depth out of character and just more, like, I want more. So I am so pumped. I'm ready for it. I am ready for it. If this comes out, I'm calling it now. Game of the year. Game of the year.
But wow. Okay. You know what? Okay.
I'm calling it, son.
Okay. First off, calm down. Okay.
Wait. Hold on. He's got 99 problems, but God of War ain't one. Hit him.
I'm just like, I think that like I just don't believe them when they said this. Well, Game of the Year is a debate. It's going to be debatable. It's always going to be debatable with God of War. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say that because like I think the only contender for Game of the Year this year is going to be Elden Ring. That's it. Yeah. Because Forbidden West is nowhere near to the level, in my opinion. It's going to be on the mark. It's going to be on the mark on the list of games of the possible Game of the Year, but there's no way it's going to be up there, in my opinion. But I will say this though, I just don't believe. I don't believe him. I just don't. Like the whole thing is like it's like there's no, like, we have no information on this. We've seen a total of maybe 2.5-3 minutes of a stage, and then the stage was mostly of a cutscene. So like I just don't believe them that this is going to come out literally in 4 months. Like, so no, like they're just bringing that hype up now towards it. And then giving it, because like, no, don't get me wrong, because like, you remember I used to hate God of Wars. This is the only one I really like.
Right.
Like this story of it. So and then the second it comes out, I'm going to buy it. There's no way in hell I'm gonna hold off on it. Which, by the way, possible future spoiler cast. I don't know. I know we would just talk about that.
I'm down. I gotta play the other ones.
No, you don't. You should play the last one though.
Yeah, play the first one. It's on PS Plus as well.
That's what I was gonna do.
Yeah,
it's on PS Plus. Yeah. So like, but like, I just think that like, I don't know if they prematurely. There's a couple things I kind of was not a fan of, because first off, their collector's game. Like, did you see the video of the collector's editions? that came out for this?
I didn't see the video, but I heard about it, and I heard something about it's not going to have a physical disc. You cannot get a physical disc.
Well, okay, the collector's edition comes with a steelbook case, but the game is a digital copy, so it doesn't.
What?
It doesn't make sense on so why do we need the steelbook itself? So
So you're ordering the disc, but there's no disc for the steelbook.
Yeah, exactly. So it's gonna be empty. No. Well, the collector's editions are going to be like that. Yeah, so so that's what doesn't make any sense. It's why do you have a steelbook with the freaking digital code inside of it, so you don't give a physical thing on towards it? And the irony of all this is that they give you such a shitload of stuff that you don't need. You got the hammer, you got the little figures of the blacksmiths, you got the cloth map, you got the coins, but you put your foot down on the disc
on the actual game. I think there's an album too. There's an actual album in it from there's two different collector's editions. Mm-hmm. So one of them is with the album and one of them is without the album. Mm-hmm. And then so the price is one of them is $150, the other price is $229 or whatever. Freaking ridiculous. I was just what? So so Retro says, so they charge you full price for a code. Can you spell CRACKED down the road? That's essentially what it is. I was just that is such bullshit. It's funny because originally for me 10 years ago when the Skyrim first came out, I was still adamant on having disc. Even on PC, I had disc copies of stuff on PC. Mm-hmm. Then I kind of then I was and I kind of relieved myself on it because there's no reason to have a disc on PC at all anymore. So I bought Skyrim, a physical copy of Skyrim. Skyrim had the disc. You put it inside the disc. You put the disc inside your computer. Then it comes to find out, it says, "Hey, it redirects you to Steam's website to download the digital copy of the game." And I was just okay, that was
Did they
pointless.
Just send you a blank ass disc?
They essentially they basically sent me a redirect disc.
It's got a text file on it. Please go here.
That's ridiculous. Why? Oh
I know. God. That was 10 or 12 years ago, man. I was just wow. It's this is crazy that they would do that. But anyways, now this is for the collector's editions. Now I don't think that the regular editions are going to be the same way. Because the same way you're going to have physical disc. I'm buying a physical disc. You already know me. Look at the stuff I have in the back.
He is.
But I'm gonna get probably gonna get a steelbook one, a steelbook one if it's possible to get separately. But but as for them saying it's coming out in November, now they're lying. they're lying. It's not coming out in November.
You always lying. I don't know. I would love to, dude. I hope it does. I need some right now. The fall is other than, and we'll see how Gotham Knights turns out and if they clean that stuff up. But other than that, I just don't know that I can spend money on Call of Duty. And other than that, I don't really have anything.
You do know. Don't buy fucking Call of Duty, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Why? Who are you gonna play with? Stop it. No.
But that's one that I could play. At least not the Warzone stuff, but maybe the Warzone stuff. I don't know.
Smitty,
they need to kill sizes down. You're right.
You played this copy of. You played Modern Warfare 2 12 years ago, man.
Nope.
I know.
It.
It's a remake.
No.
The haptic feel.
Who cares?
I don't even care. Oh my God. You better not buy that. I swear to God.
What else is there? There's not a lot.
Give me American $7 instead.
I am excited for American Arcadia.
Oh, yeah.
That looked really good to me. It kind of reminded me of I'm not even 100% sure, but it was almost like a Big Brother situation. The art style looked really cool. It was kind of narrative, or it looked like kind of like a was it a narrative game? I don't know. It looks really cool. You should definitely check it out. It's gonna be on Game Pass, day one Game Pass, American Arcadia.
Lex, I had no idea that you were a big fan of Call of Duty towards that. Like, I know you play Call of Duties, but I didn't know that you were like hardcore on playing, like, when you first come out.
I'm not. What are you talking about?
But I used to be. Oh, you said Lex?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, I said Lex.
No, I said don't buy it.
Yeah.
I was telling him not
you were buying it. Okay.
No, I said, who the heck are you gonna play with? You're gonna play it for a week. You're not gonna do the story. There's who cares? Stop it. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Absolutely not. Don't give them more of your money. I just broke my pen. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah. You're gonna be focusing on Overwatch 2 during that time anyway.
Right.
So
exactly.
There is
don't
Overwatch 2.
You can give me the $70. I'll buy myself again.
No. I don't think I'm gonna get because I'm sure the Warzone's still gonna be free, which is something good to, because I have like family and friends and stuff like that play that stuff. So like I'll hop on that stuff. The only reason I don't have it installed right now is because it's huge and I don't like having it all that memories just ate up. I don't play it enough to have it ate up on the PS5 like that because I don't typically play it on PC.
Yeah. Okay. Well, kind of getting back to it though. Like, Lex, what do you think about this God of War announcement?
So, I've been wanting to play the new one. I liked the original. I just never got around to playing it for whatever reason. I think I was too involved with Monster Hunter World at the time, and low on funds, so I had to, budget myself. But yeah, no, I kind of wonder. I think it might get pushed back a little bit, but I think it will come out this year. I think they're only showing us little bits and pieces just so that they're not oversharing. I hate when games do that. They overshare. I think they're kind of keeping it to themselves is what I'm imagining, which if that's the truth, hey, I like it. Don't tell me all the things and stuffs. I don't want to know. I want to experience it myself. I think a lot of games overshare things, and then you get the game and you're like, oh, I saw this part in the commercial. I saw this part in a commercial. I don't know. Stop it. Stop doing that. I think it will come out this year. I think if it gets held up, it'll get held up a little bit, but not much. But I think that game's ready to go now. I think they're just going through right now and fine tweaking it.
I just do for a game as big to the caliber of fun.
Absolutely.
The caliber of God of War itself, I just don't see like we've heard little to nothing about it, which is very crazy to think when you think about it. When you really think about like what's going on with it, like it's like we haven't heard much, we haven't seen much. This is like maybe the third cutscene we've ever seen on it. We heard about the quick announcement of the when they showed the runes and stuff last year. Nothing nothing that has really truly changed. There was a gameplay trailer on State of Play for a couple of months ago, but I don't see the level of energy for this game for this type of game, because this game was like amazing. The first one was freaking amazing. I mean, it was like I was surprised on how different this game played comparatively to how the older ones were. And I think that in that kind of feel that they got a hit on their hands and they haven't really promoted it the way I think they should have. I just don't. I think that's what number 2 is for me, and I think that's why I don't feel like it's going to be coming out this year. I think they know. It's going to be a surefire thing that's coming out in 2023. But I don't think in 2022.
I think they've been working on it for a really long time.
Oh, they probably have, but I don't
think it's being rushed at all. I wouldn't be surprised if it does come out this year. If it gets pushed back, it gets pushed back. But I think they're just going in and fine tweaking things. I think the game's done essentially. Was at the beginning of the year I thought it was done. So that's just my thought.
Retrolag says I feel like it's being rushed as well if it doesn't get pushed back. The last time there was a big game that there wasn't much to see, especially on console, was Cyberpunk. And look how that launch was. I hope they push it a little bit just for QOL fixes and tweaks. So for me personally, I kind of feel I've got a little bit of I don't know where I'm at with it. I kind of feel like I'm kind of in the same boat as Lex though. I feel like that they have been working on this and we just haven't seen anything, but there's definitely some red flags being that we haven't really seen a lot of gameplay or anything of that sorts. But I also feel too that a lot and companies and people and stuff like that are definitely trying to really bring people's expectations to like, look, just you know what I mean, like let this be what it is. Like, because the people's expectations now, like you can't. I feel like you can't really have. Like, you have to basically have the
Nobody's
perfect
happy.
game. Yeah, there's always somebody
Ain't
like
nobody happy.
you know.
Meow meow meow. Who cares?
But
Shut
again,
up.
when you make a great game, you know, it doesn't, like, you're not going to get that. So I think they're just trying to temper expectations a little bit, maybe. And hopefully they are way further along in progress. And maybe this is just a different strategy and a different approach that they're taking as a studio. You know, and again, I don't know how their inner workings or that goes, but it'll be interesting. If anything, they won't allow it to come out, I don't think, if it ain't ready, because it'll be the end of everything. There's no way they'll allow that. So maybe it comes.
I don't think it's going to be
maybe
ready.
it doesn't. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's going to come. Like, I mean, I think it's all good. If it does, then that'd be cool. But like, let's say this, like Horizon, like I just hope we don't get like what we got with Forbidden West,
right?
Is what I'm saying. So like, so hopefully, because like, I mean, this game is one that they cannot like take a step back.
It has to be a home run.
In my opinion,
it has to be a home run.
It has to be a home run. I mean, don't get me wrong. Santa Monica Studio is a very stable studio. But this, like a game like that, like if you mess up something like that, it is going to be chaos at that point. You know, like and this is, I believe, is the last Sony exclusive game that's going to be on both systems, PS4, PS5. I think all the other games from here on out are going to be only on PS5.
Right. So, and that makes sense. They were already in production and building stuff out, you know, before that. And while I'm guessing, so it makes sense that, you know, they've already announced they're moving forward. This is the end of that. Teams don't have to worry about developing both, which is great for them.
Yeah, big time. I totally agree. Well, it's good for everybody because, like I said, don't want an upscaled version. I wanted to be built on one system, and so I guess like you're right. If this is there, cool. So I guess there'll be two games in the fall. I care about Gotham Knights and this, and even though Gotham Knights looks kind of, we'll see.
Like a little sketch right now.
Yeah, a little sketchy. We'll see how that is, you know. But you know. That's, I mean, you know, it's funny, but like you got to play it, dude. Like, I mean, you've supported your time with all the Arkham series. Now you got to play more of the Bat family, man. Now you got the kid. Now you got the children.
The children
running it all, you know. So there you go. Lex.
Yes.
Why don't you close this off and tell us what your topic is?
You gotta mind, My Hero Academia has a Battle Royale beta coming out soon, and it's free to play. I'm actually excited about this. So it's basically you're put into teams of 3. It's 24, I think it's 24 or 28, 24 player Battle Royale. You're put into 3 separate teams. You can be a hero, villain, what have you. It's going to be on PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and PC. You can sign up for the beta if you're interested at Bandai on their website. But what I like about this is they split you up into teams of 3. And if you've ever, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you are longtime fans of Hero Academia. My goddaughter absolutely loves the show. When I saw this, I immediately Snapchatted her. But there's going to be 12 characters. They are going to up the size.
Only 12 characters? Okay.
Yeah,
let's say
of how many. So, you know, you can play like Deku and oh my god, I just brain farted. Basically, there's going to be 12 characters. It's semi half and half.
I am here.
Exactly. So it's essentially half and half of, you know, heroes and villains. They are going to be bringing in more villains, which I'm excited about. But what you do is, you know, obviously your teams are pitted against each other, but you interact with the essentially people in the surrounding who are, you know, not other playable characters, and you use I think my brain died. I think my brain literally died. uh you use your specialties,
Quirks.
your quirks, yes, or special abilities to uh basically pump you up to then go against other players. So you play with your surroundings, which I like, because a lot of battle royales, there's nobody there. It's a wasteland except for the other playable characters, where this seems to be different. So depending on whether you're a hero or villain, you'll get to rescue or intimidate bystanders to get your special power-ups to then be in a competitive advantage against other 3-teamers. So that's what I liked about it. I'm pretty excited. Again, they're saying they're going to make the roster a lot larger of who you can play. I haven't really seen any not too much as far as like the rumble, but what I have seen looks pretty cool, and I'm excited for it, because I don't know, I feel like battle royale got really old after Fortnite, but I think if you make it a little different, and I think these characters are perfect for that with their quirks, you can spice things up, and I like this, and I think it'll bring a lot of, for instance, like my goddaughter, she's 14, she loves My Hero Academia. I think this brings her from playing solo matches or solo games like Animal Crossing. This pushes her into that competitive environment, but it's not too overwhelming, if that makes sense. And I like that. She knows what Fortnite is. She has no interest in playing that. But that's a different story. And I think she'll really enjoy this. So I was curious what you guys thought.
Do you know how many people are?
It's 24 people.
24 people. So okay.
So it's a 24 player battle royale, but they put you into teams of 3. So it's not like 12v12. It's
so 8. So 8 teams. 8
correct.
teams at the same time.
Of 8, yeah, 8 teams of 3, and then you go around, you interact with bystanders to get your quirks up, so that you have more of a competitive advantage to go against other players if you come against them, whether it be early or later on in the game, if that makes sense.
Well, the idea of it sounds pretty interesting. I mean, like, it's not. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not my kind of cup of tea, but I think like the if anyone that has a roster for specific characters, I mean, I think My Hero's Academia could definitely get away with that, because like there's just so many characters in this game,
it's
with
huge.
So many different kinds of abilities and stuff that they can actually make it. Yeah,
it almost seems like they're trying to pull it back and not like get everybody's hopes up that every single character that you've fallen in love with is going to be in the game. No, like we're starting with this 12, and then we're going to pursue bringing more people in, but be aware, not everyone's going to be in here. So like obscure villains and things like that, not necessarily, but yeah, right. I like the direction they're heading in so far. I'll shut up.
Okay.
That's crazy. I absolutely want to play this. I am going to sign up for the beta immediately after this is done. I love My Hero, dude. Like, it's so good. Again, I'm a late bloomer to
same
to My Heroes. Yeah, I still have we're in season 5 now, so we're almost caught up. And then of course there's some manga and stuff like that, which I'm sure is much further along in the progression. But like, yeah, I really enjoy it. We watch it as a family. We love it. Like, again, this came from I learned about it and started watching it from that convention that I did, and I was moderating for it, and some of the folks from My Hero, were there for a panel. And so, I got that. So I went and I started watching it to do some research and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, this is pretty good, man. Let me go ahead and continue watching this. Then I let Lizard Elsa watch it, and she was like, oh, yeah, that's pretty good, man. Like, and then Scorpion watched it, and she was like, oh, yeah, that's pretty good, man. And then the next thing you know, we just watch it as a family. We don't, we're all there. So I'm very excited for this. And they could do all kinds of things. I do have questions in terms of, is there objectives that you have to do other than just knocking everybody out? Is it just knock out everybody and that's how you win? Or, I am curious to see what the plan is. You said this is in beta though, correct?
It is in beta. So as far as that, I'll reiterate the only thing that they're really saying so far. So My Hero Ultra Rumble seems to basically essentially be a take on a battle royale genre, as it splits groups of 24 players into 8 teams of 3. Each player will have to work with their teammates and use their character's quirk or special ability to win fights against other players. Depending on whether you're a hero or a villain, you'll get to rescue or intimidate bystanders to get your special power-ups that give you a competitive advantage. The confirmed roster so far includes just 12, but developers have already said they are likely to add more given the size of the My Hero universe.
Yeah,
so that is what we know.
They have a finite amount of well, they definitely have a finite amount of people who could make it, more interesting, because like 12 people, which is kind of weird that they would start. What's kind of weird though is that they're starting off with just 12, because if you can get up to if a teams of 3 of 8, you would think that they would want to start off with 24.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think they're trying to make it a little different than the typical battle royales. I'm sure they'll have
mirror matches.
I was gonna say, can people pick their, or be the same people, or
that I don't know.
Because then
I haven't said.
I do have some questions. In terms of that,
maybe they're probably dipping their they're wanting to dip their toe in the water just to see if it's actually feasible. It makes sense, so before going all in.
So the list is Midoriya, Bakugo, Todoroki, Asui, Uraraka, All Might, Cementos, Mount Lady, Shigaraki, Dabi, Toga, and Mr. Compress. Looks like that the list in the beta of playable characters.
Okay, so probably just maybe it's just beta terms. It's only 12 people. You know what? I'll sign up in the beta too. If we get in, then we'll definitely try it out. I'll definitely try it out, but I don't think it will be something that I will hold on to per se. So, but yeah, we'll see. I think it'll be pretty fun.
I play, dude. I play. I want to play it right now.
No, but yeah, I like this. I think it's interesting. I know that they're going to definitely add things to it. And like you said, I think they're dipping their toes in to see, should we add different versions of this instead of, 8 teams of 3? Can we do, groups of 2? Can we then, I think the possibilities are limitless if they don't stop themselves from doing it. Does that make sense? I think that you can absolutely make this game be bigger and better than Fortnite if they do it the right way. Just saying. Right. So, but I'm excited. I want to play it.
So I just looked. This is a PS4 closed beta test?
It's gonna be on PS4 for the closed beta. Then it will, once it goes live, it will be PS4, PC, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch, but no word of PS5 yet.
Oh,
I think this one is already in the works. Yeah.
Probably because it's online and all that stuff, and then they know that the bigger community is going to be towards those kind of deals. Well, I guess another thing is, though, would it be better, if you do get it on on a console, are you stuck with just console players? So, especially if it's a PlayStation, because PlayStation doesn't like to play nicely on crossplay. So,
right. Well, there's also a priority pre-registration code, optional from Anime Expo.
Oh yeah,
if you want juice, they got some juice.
Yeah, if you went to Anime Expo, you probably got that a code or something that allows you to get a higher chance. But all right, I don't know, man, but we'll see. We'll definitely see.
I put my name in. Put my name in.
Fortnite is a low bar to step over. I doubt that. That is definitely not true. Better than Fortnite is a low bar. No, I wouldn't say that.
There's a lot of people that enjoy that game.
No, but everyone plays it. Everyone and their mom plays it. And I think everyone knows my 68-year-old dad knew what Fortnite was, and he doesn't play games anymore. So I think
I know that. I'm just saying that I'm just saying overall, I think even if you love it or hate it, you gotta respect Fortnite.
Oh, absolutely.
That's just what it is.
They're doing it correctly. But that's what I'm saying. I think this could possibly be a competitor to Fortnite essentially in that realm if they don't limit themselves. You know what I mean?
I don't know that it would even compete with Fortnite, to be honest.
You can't
I mean, to me,
Fortnite.
it's a completely different game too. You know what I mean? Like, number one, it's more not necessarily hand to hand, but like you're not doing guns. Like, I wonder like what kind of like power ups and things like that. Because then you got to talk. You got to think about team synergy, stuff like that. Whereas Fortnite, and again, there's some of that as well. I just feel like it's a different game, being that, excuse me, that you're not necessarily, just the style and stuff like that. And I'd love to see them expand on it too. Like I really enjoy this, and they have a plethora of heroes and villains to choose from. So we'll see. Hopefully they are a lot more aggressive about it. Again, this is a closed beta, so they're not even at the opening point, although they are starting to get towards the end of that production line. So I'm curious to see if they'll bring more heroes into the fold, if they already have more heroes in there and they just want to limit and just test out the parameters within a certain like set or something like that, like only, this amount. We'll see. I want to be a part of it though.
I do want to clarify. I was commenting to Kith's to comment. I don't think that they're going to compete head to head. That's not what I mean. I think as far as like quality of game content, I'm saying I think they can make a better game. Not necessarily as far as Fortnite is, as as an entirely battle royale only. I'm saying I think they can step that up a notch if they don't limit themselves, is what I mean. I think as far as the quality
I think he's saying though, referring to it as the quality of the game, and I'm saying that I don't think the quality of the game is as bad as it's being described, because I don't think Fortnite is a bad looking game. Is what it is.
No, it looks good and it runs well.
Yeah, I mean it's like and it's optimized. Like, dude, it's like if the game can play just as good as what you can play it on your phone. Like, I mean, have you seen Apex Legend run on a phone before and stuff like that? And then even though as cartoony as the game is, and as like goofy looking as it is, it's not like it's not badly built, is what I'm saying. It's like I'm just thinking like towards all of that. It's
I agree with you.
Is what I'm coming down to.
I don't think it's a trash game, but I think that the quality of this game could surpass that essentially.
It's
not
very
saying
possible,
it's going to have more people on the servers. Not saying that. I'm just saying as far as like what I want out of a battle royale, I think this game speaks more to me than Fortnite does, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think
would agree.
this brings a new generation into the fold. Because my 14-year-old doesn't play Fortnite. She has no interest in it. But this game, it's a different story. And I think that's where things will differ. You know what I mean? And so I'm excited to see what happens and where it goes. And I'm definitely signing up to play. I hate controller. We all know I've got arthritis, but I'll play. I'm down.
It was keyboard or whatever. I mean,
yeah, you can totally do keyboard and mouse on this.
There's a little bit of a delay.
What?
Oh my god!
Like just a little bit. It
Your
does.
Keyboard has delay
when I
keyboard
plug into my PlayStation. Yeah.
I see.
Yes, the beta is only on
the
PlayStation.
Beta's on. Yeah, that's right.
Once it comes to PC, it's good. But there's a delay, and I will get shot in the head before my shot that I popped off early even makes it. So it's fine. I know, but I'll mess around and have some fun.
People forget too, man. Fortnite has, or it did. Like, although I think they're looking to support it again. Like I started playing Fortnite when they were just Save the World, and like I had a blast playing that. And then they came out and they put their resources into what was bringing them a ton of cash. I get it. They also killed Paragon. That was a MOBA that I was playing. That is the first MOBA that I learned. That's how I learned how to play MOBAs.
Yeah, that was a good game.
It was, but then they ended up hacking up the card system and stuff like that. Like when it actually released, like it was a mess. It ended up turning into a mess. But I love that. And it was very sad, but I get it. You know what I mean? But this, I am way more inclined to play this than I would say I would Fortnite or something. And people will probably eventually end up turning toxic, especially if there's younger kids on here. It's going to be toxic, dude. It's going to be toxic. You don't think it's going to be toxic?
No, not that. I'm replying. React to something else. No, you're totally right. It's obviously going to be toxic. It's going to be, it's going to get that way. I can't disagree with that.
So I'm going to get good early. And I'm going to talk all the shit.
Then when you finally catch up to you, then that's when you softly leave and you just disappear, you know.
Exactly. I got some other shit I gotta do.
That's the game. That's the move. It's like, oh, they caught up. Okay, my fun's done. Okay, then it's like,
I want to play this. I would like to play this. Please let me in.
This game sucks anyways. It's time to go. Yeah.
Hate this game.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
This is gonna be awesome.
Oh, but anyways, yeah. But guys, yeah, that was funny. No, but we'll see. We'll definitely see. I digress. But folks, this is episode number 139 of the CFG Game Cast. Thank you for being a part of the conversation. We will be back again next week on Friday. But if you did miss this episode, that is perfectly fine. We release it on all podcast services on every Monday at the beginning of each week for absolutely free. So you can definitely check us out on places like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, what have you, anywhere. So there's absolutely no reason to miss out on our sexy voices.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, guys, thank you so much. And we'll be back again with some more awesome content. But in the meantime, you can always check out our main stuff on our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, where we talk to a lot of cool folks. We do a lot of reviews and such like that. So once again, this is Davis signing off with Lex and Smitty. Y'all, take it easy.